Hey guys, welcome back. If you're new here, my name is Sarah. I live on Maui and I am sharing some of my story. So, lately, what I've been very into is doing artwork. These are actually some of the first ones I did that were with watercolor. This was with kind of a cheaper set, which is totally fine, and I oversaturated this a ton. But, um, and I'll show you this one. This is an elephant I haven't finished. But what I wanted to do today is just kind of show you how I make these roses. Um, they look almost like a stamp, but it's not, and it's just something I really enjoy doing. And I figured it would be a nice little visual to watch, and maybe you can learn from it, and we can just sit down and kind of chat together. So if that sounds good to you, stick around. Alright, this is my first time using this view, so we'll see how it goes. I have these jars. These are actually like peanut butter jars, but the lids match, what are they called? Oh my gosh. Those fancy jars that you use as cups. I can't think of it right now. But anyway, I like this because I have them on my desk and I can have the water ready for me, but it's not like getting contaminated because it's got the lid on it. So great start to the video, guys. This is a red that I was using yesterday. Oh, can you see it? I hope you can see it. Let's turn this around. Alright, so first things first, I'm just re-wetting this color that I used so that I can get it activated again. That's one thing I kind of really like about watercolors is even if it dries up, you can still use it the next day, which I think is pretty awesome because a lot of times what I've used in the past was acrylics, and then I find myself just painting like all kinds of stuff because I don't want to waste my acrylics. So here's an example of like a paper plate, and I feel like I have so much wasted paint, and trust me, like I dipped into this and mixed it and like used as much as I could, but still wasted paint. So anyway, back to the roses. So I'm just gonna make sure that this brush is pretty damp, but not soaking wet to where it's gonna drip. And I start with a really light touch. I'm just making kind of C motions, wrapping them around each other. These kind of brushes too are nice because it has a sharp point, but then if you push harder, you can get a wider point or a wider brush stroke. So it's kind of a good multi-purpose brush. So anyway, we made it through Christmas. We made it through some holidays. New Year's is coming up. It's been a wild year. I don't know about you guys, but I have learned a lot of coping skills, and I'm actually very thankful for that. One of those skills was doing stuff like this, doing stuff that I could see an end result from, something I have control over, something that brings me joy and hopefully can bring other people joy. But that's not really the only thing. You don't want to do it just for that, you know. I love making people happy, but one thing I learned this year is definitely to take care of myself the best I can and not give my energy away so easily. So, let's see. Alright, so that's our first rose. I'm going to wet my brush again because I just don't want it to get too dry. Let's do another rose. And also what I have over here is just a rag that's soft. And I'm using that instead of paper towels. It just allows me to work longer. And I'm saving paper towels, so that's good. Another thing that's fun to do with these roses is to do like multiple colors, but I just want to get a few classic red roses down. So let's go again. So again, we're going to start with a really soft touch. I'm just kind of doing a C here and a C there. Just going back and forth. And there's no rules to this. This is really just an exercise to relax and get to see a result of something you did and just unwind, really. You know, some people unwind with video games, and I think that that's great for them. For me personally, that is like stressful. So this is more my style. I don't want to be doing a lot of hard problem solving when I get off of work. I'm a hairdresser, so I'm very social. I'm talking all day, and when I get home, I pretty much just want to chill. Maybe have talk on the phone a little bit here or there, but I don't want to be coming up with all kinds of strategies and stuff. But like I said, everyone has their own way of winding down. One thing I wanted to point out that's kind of fun with these roses too is you'll notice that I'm still going with this same, I haven't double dipped the paint, and this is a mop brush. It's something I got off of just Amazon. I guess it's Bosobu. Anyway, this is nice because it retains the water for a while, but what's really cool about this is that you get this kind of gradiated effect where it's darker in the center and then it gets lighter as you go out. And what's fun with that is when you do get into making more color flowers, you can kind of overlap them and just, it looks really pretty. One thing I like to do too sometimes is I'll dip my brush into that darker area, and I can actually pull some paint from over there and kind of keep going if I want to just keep making that rose bigger and bigger. And it's also just kind of fun to play with as well, seeing where you can pull that water too. Alright, should we just keep going until this brush runs out? It's almost there. I can feel the water going away. And then I don't know if you guys can tell what I'm doing is I'm starting with a really light touch, then pressing a little harder and then lifting up. That's one way to create the curve. And then sometimes I'm kind of making an outline and filling it in. There's really no proper way to do it. Or there might be, but that's not what I'm here for. I'm here to just relax. Alright, I think that's as far as I want to push this brush. Another thing that I learned online with watercolors is it's good to have two different jars. So one jar you're going to be dipping your paintbrush into to clean it, and the second jar you're going to have just water and by itself. And the goal ultimately is that you clean the brush off in the dirty water, as we call it, wipe it onto your cloth or paper towel, and then dip it into the clean water, and now you have a brush that's not going to contaminate your other watercolors. So, alright, let's see what we want to use next. I'm actually going to try, let's see, I'm going to try using one of the drawers that this thing is standing on. Hopefully it doesn't fall. I'm going to go for some random ones. Ta-da! Okay. Wow. Of picking random colors, this is what I got, guys. Black, brown, burnt sienna, and lemon yellow. Those are quite some colors for roses, right? Alright, let's go with yellow. I like that idea. I'm going to experiment with this. I haven't used these for a while. I kind of got them very early on when I was experimenting with watercolors. But it's basically just going to come out of a tube, and then you can use it straight from there, or you can dilute it. And I do think I want to dilute. So now you can see why this is especially important to have the clean water, because if I dipped into this water and then dipped into my yellow, it's going to make it like, it could possibly make it look more orange, just take that brightness away. Let's move this so you can see my yellow. So that's what it's starting off as. I'm just gonna kind of move it around, make sure it's not too clumpy, and add a little bit of water. And each time that I'm going in and I want to add water, I need to put this brush into the dirty water and then wipe it off in the cloth and then go back to the clean water so that I don't A, contaminate my new fresh water, and B, I just don't want to contaminate my yellow paint. I want it to be as bold and bright as possible. So, okay, let's move this here. Hopefully, I guess you guys can't see that exactly. Maybe I'll do it this way. We'll experiment. You can see my yellow now. So I'm going to add some more water. I just dipped this into the clean water. Kind of dilute this a little bit. Like I said, I'm kind of experimenting right now. I haven't used these paints in a long time. So we'll see how it goes. Okay. Also, I'm using a ceramic palette. And that was something I also learned from YouTube videos. It's kind of cool because with a plastic palette and watercolors, for some reason it tends to bead up. And with the ceramic, it just doesn't. It spreads out nicely. And you don't have to have anything fancy. You could simply just use a white plate. And that's actually what I used for a while. I'll show you. And I still use it sometimes, especially if I'm doing like the ocean or the sky like this. I'm using primarily very similar colors, so I'm not worried about them mixing together. I want to mix them together. But I think I got this plate at Target for like $3 or something. Anyway, ooh, that was loud. I'm sorry, guys. Okay, roses. Let me get to this. I'm talking too much. Ooh, that's not really showing up. Let's try again. Like I said, this is kind of new to me. And especially with this brush. I haven't used it for this kind of watercolors. Ooh, this is making me nervous. I'm hoping this isn't going to be like more like acrylic and possibly dry onto my brush, because that's kind of what it feels like. Let's see, I want to just give you guys some examples of that overlap. Hopefully this is showing up. Yeah, looks like it's showing up. And this is the kind of stuff I really enjoy. See how you're getting some oranges here? I'll even do, I'm going to wet my brush again because I don't want this paint to dry onto it. And I don't remember exactly how reactive this kind of paint is. I guess I should have thought this through a little more. Okay, so I've got that ready. I'm going to do a little teeny rose over here because I want you guys to see the overlap onto the red when it's more concentrated. Oh, see, it's on, look at that, it's like pulling the red around. See that? Interesting. But that's the fun of art. It doesn't have to be everything perfect. You know, this is just for me to have some enjoyment. Nobody's commissioned this. So it really doesn't matter how it comes out. It's just the experience of it. Sitting down, slowing down, doing something besides watching YouTube, which you may be watching this on. And I appreciate you being here if you are. Okay, so let's see. All right, you know what? This video is already about 15 minutes long, so I think I'm going to leave it at that. I just wanted to check in with you guys. I hope that you're doing well. I'm really ready and looking forward to the new year. I feel like we've all been under a lot of stress for a long time, but we've learned some coping skills, and life moves on and we adapt. So I love you guys. Thank you for watching. I hope this was enjoyable. If you like this, please give it a thumbs up and let me know that you want to see more videos like this. All right. I love you guys. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.